it's time for me to welcome on stage Mr. T. Koshy, Managing Director and CEO, Open Network for Digital Commerce, ONDC. He would be delivering a keynote address on a very interesting topic, which is expanding business horizon for MSMEs via digital platforms. And can we please welcome Mr. T. Koshy with a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. I think when we were having panel discussions, a lot of times we spoke about opportunities and challenges and a lot revolved around digitization. So I'm sure everyone's looking forward to this one. Thank you so much.
Good evening, and thank you for inviting me to be here today. It's always very difficult to sort of, start talking after Avinash come. He's got all the numbers. I mean, that's his business. So he got all the numbers, and it's always enriching to hear the way you throw out numbers. It gives you help you to develop a big picture. So let me start from where he was throwing out numbers, and in the context of small and medium business, and in the context of ONDC. If you look at today, in the digital commerce or the e-commerce world in India, while we are all very active users, we are the privileged part of the society in India, but what's the kind of penetration in the buy side? Maybe 7, 8, 9. It has not reached double digits. That's on the buy side. When it comes to on the sell side, it's even more pathetic, 2 to 3%. While we know that in our India, the GDP is about significant, very high percentage of GDP comes from small and micro businesses. Business means they have to be in transacting with somebody. There should be buy and sell, and business transaction has to happen. But when it comes to the digital world, they're practically not there. But if this is the way it goes, with more and more users getting more and more comfortable to the digital world, if the small businesses are not equipped to take, to benefit from it, then it is going to be a big challenge in the years to come. If you look at even the global experience on this matter, the situation is not very exciting. I'm sure you might have heard some reports from developed countries like US and Europe, where they say that the way the digital commerce, e-commerce have grown has led to a significant reduction in the small and micro businesses' survival, and also for the larger business on their margins. Because with the walled gardens that the large middle-level enterprises, the platforms are able to build, and the moats they can build around them, it doesn't make sense. Even if I am there, it would not make sense to have dealing with a large number of small enterprises. And where their strength comes from a significant large amount of very committed users. So that's why the developed countries are trying to address this issue of this through regulation, try to address issues of market concentration and the associated practices through regulation. Whereas in India, we are trying to address this through markets, technology, with enabling policy, primarily technology and supporting market. So we started this whole experiment as a globally first only in the last 1.5 years or so. So last year, May, when I was looking at it, we had, if I just give you where we are, we had totally about 1.5 million transactions in the month with about 20,000 merchants. Or in January, it was 1,000 transactions with 500 merchants. So in 5 months' time, it went to 20,000. And today, in this May, when I finished, it was about 9.5 million transactions with about 5.5 lakh merchants. And I'm sure that this month it will be more than 10.5 to 11. And if our expectations is sort of turning out right, by end of the year, it will be 50 million transactions. So this shows that it is still very small. It shows that there is a significant acceptance that this is something that can be a game changer. And one more thing, if I look at of this 5.5 lakh merchants, about 80% of them are small businesses. And of the transactions, about 45% transactions come from small merchants. So which again proves the point that the very idea of Open Network for Digital Commerce, ONDC, is something that is going to significantly bring about democratization, which is going to give opportunities for the small business and the large business and equally existing, and enable each of them to sort of be innovative, because it gives them the opportunity to make themselves present at the terms is convenient for the business, and then it is left to them to prove their product worth and building their brands to establish themselves in the business, just like they do in the physical business too. In the physical business, we have a large number of such small business enterprises successfully doing is that they have an opportunity, they have an equal opportunity to be there in the business. In the digital world, they don't have the equal opportunity. They practically die. So that's why we have set it up as a framework, and as I told you, we are reaching pretty good transaction levels. And the second thing, what are the key things for the small and medium enterprises to benefit from? One is that getting a digital access, access to market, access to credit, and access to skill. And these are the three things that ONDC is enabling at a very affordable and a meaningful fashion for the small business. And the good thing is that since it is like a neutral open platform, network, we are also seeing conglomeration of various entities to help this thing to go forward. For example, probably you would have seen the newspaper announcement that Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprises is sort of putting together a fund and a scheme to help small and medium enterprises to benefit from leverage this open network. You would have seen from some of the initiative from the Agriculture Ministry, where they have already got about few thousands of farmer FPOs representing about 25-30 lakhs of farmers to be there and online, and have taken and they are able to give a significant amount of open support to helping them in the to build demand, because it's not just about being there in the network, it's also they need to how to generate demand. So even some very innovative initiative that is coming. We are seeing philanthropic organizations like Gates Foundation, NASCOM Foundation, etc., all taking up this thing, because what they need to do is to help them to benefit, and it is not to say that you digitize and be there in some established global platform who has moat around them and who has the ability to fix the terms and conditions to their advantage. Naturally, I would also do the same thing, because my prime interest is to the shareholders and not to the society at large. So that's the kind of changes that is happening. And we believe that with this kind of direction that we are taking, our ambition to have about 50 million transactions by end of the year will definitely be there. And here again, now that we are getting a significant amount of digital presence, presence is not just about going to be in India, it is also going to be internationally. And as you heard Avinash explaining earlier, it is not just a presence, it's also establishing credibility that matters. So that's why I'm happy that he has agreed to make sure that every, merchant who is there in the ONDC network will have a DUNS number to establish his credential. And also they will be able to have an affordable badge which can establish themselves as a credential globally. These are the kind of initiative that we need to sort of get things going. But as I can sort of comment, commit here that I have not been giving the priority to the export market in this first 1.5 years, but the coming years that will be something that we are working towards. We have already demonstrated that it is possible by having small number of transactions through associations that is there in Singapore, and it is being built up in many other countries too. So all these things just highlight the fact that as a community of small and medium enterprises, we have to have a collective thinking and a collective strategy to sort of to leverage this opportunity that is there, which is one of the major weaknesses around the world, whereas this is where India has shown a way and has demonstrated that it works. And let me just wind up by exhorting all of you to sort of know a lot more about it, participate in it from the supply side, and also encourage those who have already come in by participating on the demand side. Because unless we are the people who take initiative and understand that there is huge crowd of this segment which has come through such initiative, which is just globally first, it may not have reached the perfection that you expect anywhere in the world, but unless we as a collective community don't make it possible to happen, then it will not happen. With this, let me just wind up. Thank you.